bring, I'm asking you to go back and do some powerful teaching, bring evidence of it.
Can you just stop it now?
No. We need to share with each other. Or, you know, bring it so we can steal it from you. That's whichever way you want to say it. Share, steal, whichever way. Okay, so now, what do we want students to know and be able to do? How are they going to show us they know us better? How do I, as a teacher, get them to that place? So stage 3 is actually the learning activities that we have done. And I may have left out something here. Mike and Whit can help me make sure about that. We had an explanation of oral history accounts, September. A lecture accompanied by photographs from a historian's perspective of the Civil Rights Movement by Dr. Campbell. Personal and historical accounts of Civil Rights Movement by Constance Slaughter Harvey, William Winter, Marty Wiseman, Jackie Martin, and Dr. Ralph Ross. Okay. Explanations and basics of research for using the William Winter archives. Practice gathering and researching and gathering primary documents from the archives where you actually went and did some of that and brought those things back, which can be continued at home. Because remember, a lot of those materials you can get offline. Tour of museum exhibits, the Governor's Mansion, Smith Robinson African American Museum, for historical knowledge and models of how to create an exhibit. Because one of the things that we also want to talk about is how that you could have as one of your assessments for students to create an exhibit of the Civil Rights Movement. And it could also be something that could grow within your school and that you may use it for over years and have students to add things to it. Okay. Exercise evaluating the historical significance of the resources. Do you remember what we did in November after you went to archives on Saturday afternoon? We had a little exercise where we worked through what pieces you were going to use, how you were going to use them, how it actually fit into everything. Remember that? Remember that? 2 pages, series of questions. What was it? Where did it come from? How am I going to use it? Okay. Explanation of need for helping students to focus and organize notes through the use of Cornell notes. Practice taking notes. Practice using Cornell notes. Photography exercise to evaluate choices of images for creating curriculum on the Civil Rights Movement. Finished doing that. Practice conducting oral history accounts and sharing of what was learned. Okay, got 1. Personal reading and focus. You can teach for understanding, which is in the card, in case I need it. Just remember that. And classroom students' evaluation of learning strategies used during the year, which you can do as you go along. Okay. Can you write one of these?
Right.
Yeah. You wrote one. Well, not for today, because it would probably take a little longer, especially if you want to get it better than this one. Okay? Can you do this? Ask questions. Let me know where I got your loss. Okay. Your finished product. Okay. Your finished product will be this. Okay, Whit and Mike, make sure I got this right. Your finished product will be a lesson plan. This is a unit plan, okay? So you want to put your lesson plan in context of your unit. In your unit plan, you have got to use. No, you don't have to create a lesson out of that unit. I gave you this today to show how a lesson, how I will finish. Right. And everything that we've done, for example, the exercise that Denise did would have been 1 lesson. Okay, 1 lesson within that unit. Okay. Jim's lecture this morning, 1 lesson. My two little parts in the Cornell notes would have been a couple of lessons, because we would have to practice and model that. That was a lesson. When we went to the archives and we talked about how to go about doing that, a lesson. Your actual work doing the research, 2 and 3 lessons, because it was taking time. Okay. Yeah. And you may not, okay, in your lesson plan, you may not completely answer an essential question, but you're getting them to the point. Because when we come to observe you, yes, okay, that's right. Yeah, there are some people, don't count that. There are some people who are actually going to be observed really soon because they're on a full block and they're going to be observed soon. There's a few people who are having a lesson on civil rights right away and they want to be observed now, right?
Yeah. What's going to happen is you're going to pick and choose. We've kind of given you a panorama of stuff to choose from. So somebody might be doing oral history, which may be a part of a lesson, because that's going to take some time. You may interview a couple people within that lesson that's building towards something. Okay? Some of you may choose to do the primary source documents in the lesson format that was presented, the different ones. That would be what we would observe you with. So what we're saying is you just pick and choose from some of the stuff. If you got some stuff in the archives you want to use in your lesson plan, that becomes your lesson plan that we're going to use. You don't have to do that and then this, all of
right.
lessons.
You can't do all that, they're not going to stay there all day.
We've given you a hodgepodge of things we'd like you to try out to see how they work in your class. Does that make sense?
What if my primary school doctor, local primary school?
Let me add one more thing before I answer Larry's thing. If you want to be observed in January or February early on, let us know and just give us a call and we can go ahead and do the observation. See what I'm saying? Especially some of you U.S. history teachers, so you might want to go ahead and get that out of the way before you get into a lot of the other stuff that you're doing. It's up to you, okay, when you want to be observed. Because I know last year we waited later, it was hard on you all to kind of find the time. So that's why we're trying to kind of speed you along a little bit. And if you will come in February with stuff, then we will offer some kind of historical book or something of that nature.
Oh.
Look around and see. Okay.
It's a gift.
It's a gift. All right. All right.
No, I did not write it. I couldn't get this written without a problem with it. No, it's not right. It may be a book that Jim's written.
And we will send you an email out with all the stuff that many of you just said, so you can kind of be reminded of some things that you can choose from. Okay?
Which basically would be the thing that we've got under skills, right? Under skills. Okay. Now, so, okay, what's your question, Gina? Okay. If you were going to use a purpose like the grant is used with having personal perspective. Okay, if you're going to use Dr. Brock in class, just inviting him into the classroom cannot be your lesson. You're going to have students prepared to ask him questions or whether they're going to take notes on it, something like that. Okay, you cannot just use him as your lesson.
What you say, bring evidence of primary source. That's what I'm talking about, primary source. And I say he's going to speak the other two sections.
Okay.
You say bring evidence back as primary.
No.
Like Larry, let's say that you bring in a couple of documents. That's the evidence of your primary source. The student's going to have that attached to it. And then each child's going to have a copy of the primary source document. Now, but then you got to tell us in your lesson plan what you're going to do with those documents.
What would your goal? What did you want them to learn?
What kind of instructional value process that you're going to use those documents in? Just by bringing those documents in will not be sufficient.
Most of you are used to doing lesson plans. If your school has you to do a lesson plan, I know Mike, we had already given a summary like this. Yeah, I was just gonna give this, so we can all be on the same page.
And one last thing, you do not have to be observed in January or February. I'm not saying that, I'm just saying if you would like to go ahead and do it. We can do some of y'all in April, May if you want.
Okay. Just to separate out, most of you, if your school requires you to do lesson plans, okay, then they are asking for parts, these parts generally are lesson plan format, okay, or something like this. This is a unit, you have some of these lessons that go within it. But that is not to say that you cannot use, whatever format you've got, Mike and Whit are familiar with all those, they can go with it.
Right.
Doesn't make any difference, okay? A question was asked down here about using an essential question for a lesson. Most of the time, a good essential question is so broad, you cannot answer that all in one day. It'll take several different lessons, but you could be addressing it, so you're getting students closer to being able to address that, okay? None of our essential questions here was answered in one lesson. We'd actually could have some smaller questions, like how do you conduct oral history? Okay, you did that in September, right? How can you use the Mississippi Archives to be able to do research? We did that in November, right? Okay. Those are not really good essential questions. Those are the goals that you have, or the objectives. Okay. So when you come in, we'll separate this out, make sure we're all clear. When you come in February, if you bring evidence of what primary sources you're using, the oral history that you've done, how you're using that in the classroom, if you can bring evidence of the fact of how that you have used any of these resources within your room or getting ready to use those, there's a gift. During the spring, you are going to be observed with the lesson. The lesson should include you using primary source documents or documents, period, oral history, evidence of students being able to create a museum exhibit or where they're working on it. That'd be a great one, where you've got pieces there together and they're trying to make a decision and what they're going to put there. Ooh, that'd be a fabulous lesson. Will you let them use the process of doing Cornell notes as a...
Yeah.
Okay. If you were going to give a lecture, or you're going to have things they're going to be reading, and you want them to take notes on that, and they use the Cornell notes process, then you can use those also. Okay?
We would love a variety.
You mean you don't want to
Because
hear about
some of you may not remember that what we're trying to build is lesson plans that are going on a website. And we have a website for this, so you're helping us out, yeah.
What is the website?
The website is tahgms.org.
TAHGMS.org. There's lesson plans up there already, even from last year,
are those lowercase or uppercase?
all lower.
It's lower, but it's not case sensitive.
Now, next question. I love that deer in the headlights look. What's going on? What have I got to do? When do I have to do it? Is it gonna count for a grade? Do I get an extra check? Yeah. If you all, another thing that you could do is as you are working your assessment, having a writing prompt and students work toward that, and you have them, you bring copies of the writing that they've done and how did you scored that or looked at that or what you've learned from the process of doing that, those are all good parts that you can add to them. Okay? Question? One? One other piece that we intended to do today that we did not have a chance to do well, and I hate doing this, but I'm gonna pass this out and we'll talk about it. Let me put this in your hands first. I hate giving people pieces of paper and not actually doing it yet. They're already, in section 2. If you'll start looking through these,